Welcome to r/Bestof Redditor updates, where OP decides to just ruin her best friend's life. Our next Reddit post is from r/TrueOffMyChest. My soon-to-be ex-best friend and I have been friends since middle school. We know everything about each other. Our families are basically one big family now. You get the idea. Like I said, we tell each other everything. Recently, she came to me telling me that she's been having an affair for about 4 months with her superior at her job. She started about a year ago. She told me, not out of guilt, but to brag about the dream vacation she's going on with her affair partner, disguised as a work trip. She asked me to cover for her if her husband asks if we've been in contact, because she's planning on going black for that week so that he would have no way of finding out. Side note, we've both known her husband since high school. They're high school lovers, so they've been together for almost 15 years. Her husband is one of the most honest, hardworking, genuine people I know. He, of course, took everything she said about working late and the business trip at face value because he trusts her more than he trusts himself. I told her I would not be covering for her and to get out of my house because I couldn't even look at her right now. Later, I told my husband everything that happened, and he was just as shocked and disgusted. Her husband is basically his best friend now, so of course he has a lot of loyalty to him as well. My husband pointed out something that I didn't even think of. Our security camera, which caught everything. We plan on going to her husband tonight with the proof. It'll be up to him to do what he wishes with the proof, but he deserves to know. Secondly, we're taking this to her job. As far as I know, fraternization of any kind is prohibited at her workplace. She was promoted once by the same supervisor, so this could be seen as favoritism. Our guess is that they will both be fired. Finally, I'm going to send a snippet of her admitting the affair to all of her family, including mine. As I said, our families are very intertwined, so I will easily be able to contact the majority of her family. I'm not going to give her a chance to spin this against me or her husband. Some people may think this is harsh, but I wholeheartedly disagree with what she's doing. Then OP posted an update. I decided to take the advice of a few people on here and reach out to my friend, Alyssa, before I went to her husband. I recorded the conversation and let her know that it was for my safety. She seemed extremely nonchalant about the whole thing. I told her I was worried about her, and even for her, because this was very out of character behavior. Long story short, she feels very weak and unbalanced in her and Noah's marriage. For context, her husband Noah went to a trade school and makes very good money, while up until her promotion, Alyssa was making slightly more than minimum wage. She's been recently reading up on some anti-traditional values, and the women in those forums attacked her for making less than her husband. She then explained that she noticed her supervisor was trying to flirt with her, and her internet friends told her to run with it and use him to get higher up. She of course did, but admitted that she had become emotionally attached to him as well. All in all, she admitted that she doesn't really regret the affair because it helped with her career and she also found love. I told her that she had the option to tell Noah the truth before I did, but my husband and I were coming over tonight with the video of her admitting the affair, so she would not be able to sway it in her favor. Again, she very nonchalantly said, okay, and hung up on me. I don't know what the heck's going on. I can't tell if she's having some sort of psychosis or she's literally just so detached from her marriage that she doesn't care what happens. Then OP posted an update. After talking to Alyssa, I was legit thinking about reaching out to her parents about medical help because she was so unbothered and so non-remorseful about the affair that I thought she might be having some sort of mental break or psychosis. My hubby and I arrived at Noah and Alyssa's with some booze and some dinner, and by the time we were there, Noah had already gotten through a bottle of wine. Surprisingly, Alyssa did confess to Noah about the affair. He told us it was extremely non-apologetic though. She sat him down and told him that she wasn't going on a business trip this week. She was going on a vacation with her boyfriend. Noah, being the clueless and loyal person that he is, thought that she meant to say husband and was so excited. Oh God, that's rough. He asked if they were going to Italy like they'd planned for, and Alyssa just stared at him. She repeated, "With my boyfriend." It took a few minutes, but it finally sunk in. He told us that it wasn't pretty after that, and said that he embarrassingly got on his knees and begged her to fix everything. She yelled for a bit, but then just stonewalled him. She was already packed up to leave, and she just left him there sobbing. She turned off her location, and we have no idea where she went. We assume to her affair partner's house, because if she had gone home with 2 suitcases, her mother would have reached out to Noah immediately since she sees him as a son. We sat down with Noah and said that we had video and audio proof of Alyssa exposing and explaining the affair, and we'll send them to him in case he needs them. I explained to him that in a moment of blind rage, I was planning on going scorched earth and telling everyone, but once I calmed down and looked at this rationally, I realized that wasn't the right thing to do. The only person going full nuclear would hurt was him, because Alyssa obviously doesn't care anymore. As I suspected, the idea of reconciliation is still on his mind, but he doesn't see it happening. In order to reconcile, both parties must admit fault and want to reconcile, but Alyssa clearly doesn't. We've gotten him in contact with a lawyer friend of my husband who's agreed to help him pro bono until the divorce shows results. I can tell that he's still hesitant about going forward with the divorce, but he knows that he also can't force Alyssa to stay. In the comments, people are asking OP if OP loves Noah, which is kind of a stupid question because this is clearly the behavior of a friend who's just concerned for her friend and not a secret lover. That's kind of dumb, to be honest. Then OP posted an update. Everything bad that could have happened, happened. The past 2 days specifically have been absolutely horrible. So I don't know what day they left, but Alyssa and her affair partner went on their vacation. The only reason I know of this is because she posted pictures all over social media of her and her affair partner, having absolutely no shame. It was very clear that even if she wasn't divorced, this was her new boyfriend, which, of course, notified her family of the issues. Noah's phone was blowing up with apologies, accusations, everything you could think of. Noah, being the people pleaser he is, decided to tell her family that they were on a mutual break instead of telling everybody she cheated and that was the affair partner. Alyssa's mom, fortunately, didn't believe him and came to me. I did not hold back. I told her that she's been cheating on Noah for months and that she recently bragged to me about her sugar daddy affair partner, and that's the only reason she came clean to Noah. Alyssa's mom then dropped a bomb on me that I didn't even know, that Alyssa is a serial cheater. Her mom said that in high school, Alyssa would bring boys home under the guise of school projects or sports-related things, but she caught Alyssa kissing 2 different boys. Keep in mind, she was dating Noah all this time. Her mom said that she didn't think much of it and just chalked it up to being a crazy hormonal teenager. She also said that she never expected Alyssa to marry her high school boyfriend, and by the time they were married, she figured Alyssa had stopped doing all the cheating stuff. Neither her nor I have any idea if Alyssa has done more cheating since high school, but I'm not interested in digging further into it. That just explains why Alyssa was so nonchalant about the cheating, because apparently she's just always done it. I'm guessing her girl boss friends awoke something inside of her, and she remembered how easily and nonchalantly she would cheat, and it inspired her to just do it again? I don't know. To be honest, I kinda yelled at her mother, something I'm not proud of. So I freaked out and told her that she set Noah up for this kind of life, when he could have found somebody 10 times better. She took it like a champ and just let me vent until I was calm again. I apologized for yelling, but calmly said that you and I both know that Noah deserved better, that she should have said something before he got married to her. She agreed, but said that it's too late now to focus on that, and the real issue at this time was supporting Noah. I told her that if she wanted to support Noah, she could have told him his fiancé was a cheater 10 years ago, and then I hung up on her. The next thing that happened was that the photos got back to a colleague, and both of them were out of a job before their vacation was even over. As I assumed, their workplace was extremely upset, and did consider Alyssa getting the promotion to be favoritism, and they were both let go. Noah told me that there was at least 3 HR complaints about them, so it was a no-brainer. Of course, the beautiful relationship that Alyssa and her affair partner had turned sour as soon as he learned that he was let go from his 6-figure job because of her. He was so pissed that he even canceled Alyssa's plane ticket home out of spite and plans to leave her stranded there. This is where all of you will be disappointed, and so am I, but Noah immediately forgave her, bought her a ticket, and moved her back in. Ugh! Blah! OP, don't tell me this! She told him that it was just a huge mistake, and seeing how her affair partner treated her made her realize what she could have lost. It's obviously all BS to me and my husband, but you already know that Noah just ate that up. He told us that he's urging her to go to couples counseling, but of course it's not an ultimatum, so basically she just got to have her cake and eat it with no consequences. We told Noah previously and reminded him that if he decided to take Alyssa back, we'd be going at the very least low contact. We kept our word and have completely blocked Alyssa and have Noah unblocked, but we don't plan to engage in small talk and invitations to stuff. We refuse to be like him and just act like this never happened because that is not normal. He understood, but told us he has to stand by the vows he made to his wife, which we understand to an extent and wished him well. So, yep, Alyssa got to sleep with another man, go on a nice vacation, lose her job, and still gets a bed and a husband to come home to. All's well that ends well, I guess? I'm not even mad anymore, just drained. Oh man, that's brutal. What does Noah honestly think that's gonna happen? She cheated with no consequences. If anything, she kinda got rewarded for it because she got a vacation out of it. So obviously she's gonna do it again because there's no consequences. God, it's such a shame because Noah seems like a really decent guy. He just desperately needs to grow a backbone. Our next Reddit post is from rSlash. I'm a girl who's been with my boyfriend, Adam, for almost a year now. I met him through my master's degree in the UK. When I was a sophomore in college, I had a long-term boyfriend, Kyle, who took his own life. We were together for 3 years, and I would never wish the pain of losing someone like that on my worst enemy. When we started college, Kyle gifted me a locket with the word most engraved on the back of it. It was our thing. It meant that he loved me most. Sappy, but it was ours. Since his passing, this has been my most valuable possession, and I don't go anywhere without it. It's my last piece of Kyle. After finishing my degree and struggling the entire time, I decided that I needed to get out of town where everything happened, and decided to study my master's degree in the UK, which is where I met Adam. He's the first person I've allowed myself to love since losing Kyle, and I really have loved our relationship, up until this. Adam has always been insecure of Kyle, asking hypothetical questions like, if Kyle was still alive, would I be with him? And what do I prefer about him over Kyle? I usually dodge the questions and never give him an answer, as I don't condone these types of questions, and I don't want to feed into it. We've also had to have several conversations regarding Adam talking badly about Kyle. Adam dislikes if I post about Kyle on his birthday or death anniversary or have hard days. He sees this as that I don't love him and that I'm still hung up on Kyle. No matter how many years that pass and how much I love Adam, Kyle was my first and his life was cut short. He was also my best friend. I'll mourn his life forever, even if I've moved on romantically. My boyfriend knows how much this necklace from Kyle means to me and how devastated I've been for the last 2 weeks frantically searching our apartment for it. I took a shower one day and I set the necklace in the same place I always do. When I came out of the shower, it was gone, and Adam swears he has no idea where it is and it must have fallen somewhere and gotten lost. I've been beside myself, spent nights in tears over losing this. Well, Adam has a sister, Jane. Jane recently celebrated her 21st birthday. I'm in her Snapchat private story, where she posted the beautiful locket that her big brother got her for her special day. It's the same locket. I know it is because it has the same engraving on the back. I don't know how Adam explained that one to his sister, but he must have somehow. Me and Jane aren't particularly close, and this isn't something I feel I can just confront her about casually. I also feel silly bringing it up to Adam in case it isn't the same locket, and I'm just going insane and looking for excuses because I was careless and lost it. I don't see where else Adam could have gotten this locket, as it was made for me by a small business back in the States. Then, 1 month later, OP posted an update. A day or two after the initial post, I confronted Adam about the locket. He claimed that he didn't know what I was talking about, and he couldn't believe that I could be as cold as to accuse him of this. When I asked for receipts or any proof that the locket wasn't the same as mine, he couldn't produce any and got angry and stormed out of our apartment. He came back that night, trying to gaslight me into believing that I was the one who created a problem out of nothing, and that the necklace he got his sister had no engraving whatsoever. Unluckily for him, I contacted his mom while he was away, and I said that I had misplaced my locket, and I was wondering if it had been accidentally taken home by Adam when he was visiting. She got back to me pretty quickly, saying that she found my necklace on her daughter Jane's present pile stacked away in a corner. She said that she would return the necklace to me as soon as possible, and that either she or Jane must have mistaken it for one of her presents and put it on the pile. She promised me that she would keep a hold of it in her room until she got the chance to return it. Immediately after I had confirmation that Adam's mom had the locket, I booked the cheapest flight home I could find and asked his mom for a lift to the airport. That way, she could return the necklace to me. She agreed, and after that, I sat planning exactly how I would tell Adam that we were breaking up. I didn't need him to admit to stealing the necklace. The fact that I had enough doubt in my mind that I knew he had taken it was enough for me to know that this relationship was going nowhere. I just wanted my necklace back. I stayed with Adam until my flight, which was about a week ago. I let him and his mom drive me to the airport. I left a note breaking up with him. I told him that my friends would be by to pick up my stuff and move it between their flats. When Adam's mom gave me back my necklace, his face was priceless. He looked like a deer in headlights. He was so angry. But he couldn't show it in front of his mom. His sister Jane hasn't once questioned the missing necklace, and it's been around 2 weeks now. I doubt she'll ever notice. She's rather spoiled. Our next Reddit post is from r/TrueOffMyChest. My girlfriend, who's 27, did the sweetest thing for my brother, who's 9, and now I know that she's the one. My parents moved my little brother to another school towards the end of the school year, and he's had trouble making friends. He still invited his whole class to his birthday party that was on Friday, but nobody came. None of the kids. It was really heartbreaking seeing all the empty tables when he was really looking forward to it. My girlfriend of 4 years decided to call her brothers asking them to come over. Then she took off to go pick up her nephews. They're all a little older, but they were still really nice to my brother. She also called up her friends with kids. It wasn't a ton of people, but it was way more than before, all thanks to her. My little brother was so happy playing in the jumper with her nephews and brothers. They were all play wrestling with them. He had such a good time. It was nice that everyone came and was being so nice to him, but I'm also just super grateful to my girlfriend because she made it happen. I was watching her that whole time going, wow, I want to marry this woman. She's the one for me. Now I'm literally browsing online for engagement rings. Then 2 weeks later, OP posted an update. She said yes! I proposed to her on Sunday after we decided to go on a camping trip. Y'all, she wouldn't even let me finish my speech that I spent all week practicing for nothing, lol. I know that some of you were telling me ways to figure out her ring size without her getting suspicious, but I just wasn't built for that level of stealth, so I brought in her sister to help me. My girlfriend, my fiancé, was crying. I was crying. She said yes, and that's all that matters to me. She's made me the happiest guy. Seriously, I'm still beyond happy that it all worked out. We haven't been able to stop smiling at each other anytime we're in the same room, and I love it, lol. All that's left is the wedding and the rest of our lives together. I am recording this story on Halloween, and I've been pilfering candy throughout the house, and I just commented to my wife, man, I'm getting a little sick of all this sweet stuff. And then I get on Reddit, and I read this post, and this is even sweeter than all the candy I've been munching on. That was r/BestOfRedditor updates, and if you like this content, check out my podcast where I publish the exact same episodes. Also, hit that subscribe button because I put out new Reddit videos every single day.